Hello, welcome back for my next video. We are walking into the Blood Maw. We are stealth and we move along and see how very efficient this character already is, as we just take forever to kill stuff. So we head off to Duriel, where we just beat her to a pulp with 2 maces. So the gist of this character is that I'm gonna try and build a Barbarian in the sense of the synergies. So using the the synergies instead of like battle orders like people usually do. And we get to Act 2, get ourselves some new weapons, and then we go ahead and attack Duriel with them. So we have a tall flail and a tier L, a steel flail as well. And those are just the weapons we are going to be using for normal. We have open wounds and we have poison damage, and that's all we get, because getting weapons as a melee character is a disaster in this game. So we fight Duriel, which is pretty nice. He bleeds out pretty quickly. We do deal a lot of damage right now though. And we get to the sewers in Act 3. And I just wanted to show this off because this is the actual best sewers map I have ever seen in my life. We literally just went left and that's it. There it is. We killed the council as they almost killed us. We end up at 5 HP. But we do get the flail and go to Mephisto, where this is just this Barbarian's way of killing things, is just letting them bleed out. So lots of fast forwarding going on because these fights take forever. A sapphire circlet, which is good for our resistance. We also get a rel or hard leather armor, so we have some more resistance, and we get our health forge. Then for Diablo, we fast forward this fight because it's a lot of bleeding out again. We just tap him lightly and then wait for the damage to happen. And as you can tell, this is taking forever, and you just don't find any good weapons as a melee character in this game. You just don't. Like, you have to really work for them. And this is even with a combat shrine, don't forget that. And it's taking this long with a combat shrine. We found an M rune, and that gets us a strength and an M tier, which means that we get some crushing blow. We also try to repair our equipment. We get, I cannot repeat that request. Apparently it's a bug. Then we find the soul rune and make a lore. So the bug you can fix by just leaving the game and entering a new game. Then we go to the ancient. And we fast forward as well, because we're still just bleeding them out. We do have the crushing blow from the M tier rune with the strength rune with though. So it's a bit faster, but still, this fight takes forever. Melee builds in this game are very underpowered. The casters are insanely good. But we beat the ancients. We move along to Baal and we try and beat him a bit, and as you can tell, this fight also fast forwarded. These fights just take forever. We just don't have that much damage. We have some open wounds, some crushing blow. It takes a while, but crushing blow is very good. You always want more crushing blow. You have like a list of mods that you want in this character. It's just crushing blow, resistances, life, stuff like that. Attack rating is very important. I always see people skimping on attack rating. You really don't want to. After beating Baal, we go ahead and go into Nightmare, where we try and run the counters for the first time, and it's not very successful. We just do not have the damage to get through this. So we head back to Baal running on normal, where we try and just beat Baal a bunch of times, which is not going very well either. So we grind a bit on random stuff and then head up back to the counters for some runes. And here's the first thing that you really notice on the Frenzy build using the synergy. You use taunt, because that's what the synergies demand of you. But you just want to run into stuff. Like Frenzy is very much like run into things, beat them down very quickly, run into things again. But taunt just makes you pull them apart, kite a lot, which is fun as well. But the problem with taunt is it can't target champions and it can't target act bosses. So you're like, well, yeah, I have a skill that doesn't do anything against any of the monsters that I wanted to. So they should either remove the synergies from Frenzy, because it has way too many, and move them onto battle orders and shout, so you can just run in and be like super tanky and running in. So that taunt can target champions and act bosses and super uniques. Either one of those would work, but what you're seeing now is just a character that just can't use its main war cry on anything that it really wants to, and it's really hampering the character. And this is only Nightmare and Duriel. We get a mercenary in Act 2, a Holy Freeze one. Just checking the options a bit. And then we move along for some more Duriel farming, because we need the equipment. I do find a Rock Fleece on the way to her. And then I just show off my skills bit. So Frenzy has way too many synergies. You need Frenzy, Double Swing, Taunt, Increased Stamina and Berserk, and the synergies. And the prerequisites and the combat mastery as well. It's way too many skill points. You need like 130 something skill points to complete this character, which you just cannot get. So that's a big problem. I was removed like one of the synergies. And just, yeah, I don't know, like Blizzard, fix it please. You can't complete this build. Then we go ahead through Act 2, where we go and get ourselves into Talrash's tomb. And it goes less than perfect. At this point we are still using our strength and our steel. And we are doing a lot of save and exiting, because it's just the fastest way to get through this. And we just can't kill this. We just do not have the damage. So save and exit again. Attempt number 3 through the temple or the tomb. And just look at this kill speed. This is just sad. So after an hour in the tomb we get to Duriel. And yeah, I gotta be honest, this character is actually a pretty decent boss killer because of the crushing blow. Like, this is not bad at all. We are surviving this. We're not dealing a lot of damage, but we are just doing it, you know? But just getting through the tomb took like an hour. It's insane. Yeah, just slowly whittling down Duriel. And that was a Duriel fight. After that, I decided I needed to get some more gear. So we get a new belt. We find a sword. We find a soul plate. And increased IAS, leech, resist, bit of damage. And then we do some more Baal running on normal. And we find ourselves a Shamshir, which is the sword Hexfire. Oh, and we also find a sustenance charm. So we find Hexfire, which actually does a lot of damage. It's a pretty good sword. And we then upgrade our Soulflake to a Dacian Falk and reset our stat and skill points so we can actually use them. So this is my stats right now. We're pretty low on HP, but the rest of it all seems fine. Like, this should get us through Nightmare. But yeah, you just have so many skills that you want. You have, look, you need so much. And yeah, these are our resists right now. And we do some more Baal running, where we find the best run that we could, of the best item that we could in Goblin Toes. These are light plated boots. These are insane. They have 25% crushing blow. And after the finding of the Goblin Toes, this character really picks up. So we do some Pindle as well for the final bit of experience before the level up. We find a Nokus on Relic. And now we have 95% fire resistance, which is totally not ominously added in at all. So we move along to Act 3, where we find ourselves a Soul Harvest after killing Stormtree. And then we go to Mephisto, where we get a Combat Shrine, which makes this a very nice fight. Yeah, I just wanted to show a few of the fights unedited and just show how this goes. Once you hit with the crushing blow, the fight actually goes pretty damn fast. But when you're not hitting with a crushing blow, oof boy, ooh boy. It's not a good look. And of course we switch back to our MF equipment for the final kill on Mephisto. It is Mephisto after all. We upgrade the Soul Harvest to a battle side, so our mercenary is a better weapon. And then we move along to Mephisto the Armorer, where we can go ahead and get ourselves some runes. And we get very lucky here, we get a Foul rune. And we can use a... Oh yeah, we also try and farm some Mephisto, which goes just swimmingly. As you can see by the save and exiting, we do farm some more Mephisto, where we find the Heavy Gloves, which are Sanders, which we can use for some IAS and some life. And then we go to Diablo, where we have another fight that's just... This is actually just super reasonable. Like, look at this. The Crushing Blow triggering is just good. I mean, I'm honestly not sad about this fight at all. This is super reasonable. I mean, if the character does like this for the rest of the run, I'm gonna be very happy. Then in Act 5, we find an Executioner Sword. And you're like, why are you showing this? Because we can get 6 sockets in it. So we add the sockets to it. And we end up with a 6-socket Executioner Sword with... Yeah, the requirements of this are insane. Like 170 strength, who came up with this? But the Unbending Will rune word lowers that quite a bit. And this is a new rune word in patch 2.4 or 2.5, I don't know where we're at right now. So we go ahead and equip that sword because it seems very good. We actually got a pretty low roll on it, by the way. Like it rolls 300 to 350 damage and 20 to 30 IAS. We ended up pretty low, but still it's a massive upgrade over what we had. And then we go ahead and head to the Ancients on Nightmare, which obviously are fast forwarded because this takes forever. Even with the new sword, we are just not dealing the damage we want. I mean, I am honestly struggling. Like, how do I get enough damage on a melee character untwinged to make this reasonable? Like, this damage is just... Eee. If anyone has any tips on how to get more damage on a melee character than what I'm doing, please let me know. Like, I'm getting Crushing Blow, Open Wounds, I'm trying for some Leech. If anyone has any tips on getting more damage, absolutely tell me. There's like another weapon setup that I don't know about. Just let me know, you know. So yeah, as we are slowly but surely beating on Korlik. And we go after Talik. I went after Talik first because... Or after Korlik first because Talik is fire enchanted and the Conviction aura will make that very dangerous. Because if he explodes, he deals a lot of... Fire enchanteds deal a lot of damage. But we have 95 fire resist, remember, because of the Nokus on Relic. So this should be fine, right? Wrong. I still died. This felt so cheap. So yeah, that's the first attempt at the Blizzard way of a Frenzy Barb. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.